Hey everyone, Muscle Mage Muckluck here, and if you've come looking for a way to Hulk smash, you've come to the right place. This is a guide to the low-intensity Berserker. The purpose of a low-intensity build is to be as effective as possible with the build itself, so that the gameplay requires as few separate buttons as possible. This is not the top DPS build a Berserker can achieve, but rather a viable option for when you are learning the class, want to chill and watch Netflix on another monitor, or if you have shaky hands or any other condition that can impact your gameplay. Drop a like on the video or sub to the channel for more content, ring the bell for future notifications, and as always, my undying gratitude to all of the supporters on Patreon and Twitch who keep this channel alive. More on how you get support at the end. Let's get started. Equipment. Full Berserker stats with Runes of the Thief, 2 axes in the main weapon set with maces in the other weapon set, sigils of force and impact on the axes, sigils of severance and paralyzation on the maces. Your goal is to reach 100% crit rate with the Fury buff. You can swap a few items to Assassin's stats if you need to make this happen. Healing Signet for the heal skill. Utilities are banners of strength and discipline so that groups love us, Signet of might for more power. The elite skill is Signet of rage most of the time. If you're going into a fight where more interrupts are needed, consider swapping this out for headbutt. Specializations are strength, discipline, and berserker. Strength 3-3-1, discipline 2-1-1, Berserker 1-1-1, straight across the top. Most of these traits offer passive bonuses. One worth pointing out is Fatal Frenzy, which gives a whopping 300 power and condition damage, but reduces toughness by 300. So be warned, you will be a little more prone to injury, but such is the nature of a Berserker. First, the 2-button version of this build. Auto attack until your rage bar is full, then hit F1 to enter Berserk mode. Hit F1 again immediately to use your burst. Anytime you are in Berserker and F1 is on cooldown, use the 5 key to let it rip, and make sure to let the channel finish. Hit F1 as many times as it lights up without interrupting the 5 until the Berserk runs out. Then start the routine over. Doing this with full boons, full conditions, banners, spirits, spotter buff, and a generic birthday cake food buff got us 24,000 damage per second with brief peaks of 36,000 during Berserk. The 4-button version. When in Berserk, it takes a few hits to make your burst become available again. Your 2 and your 4 keys each count as a double hit. So you can burst, then use the 5 key, then burst, then use the 4 key, then burst, then use the 2 key, etc. to squeeze out those bursts a little more frequently. Just remember, the 5 does the most damage, followed by the 4, followed by the 2, so that's your priority. Adding those 2 buttons to make this a 4-button rotation resulted in 26,000 damage per second, with brief peaks of 39,000 during Berserk. Let's quickly talk about break bars. If it's time to interrupt a boss, which buttons should you press? Your strongest interrupt, if you have it loaded on the bar, is Headbutt, your other elite option. For your others, swap to your Mace set that has the sigils that help specifically when interrupting. Mace 5 is your next strongest, followed by Mace 3, followed by Mace Burst, which means going into Berserk and pressing F1 again while wielding a mace. When you finish interrupting your target, be sure to go back to your axe set as soon as possible. Banners. Banners give you a group buff that no other class provides. To make use of this, to keep yourself nice and desirable, throw down Banner of Strength and Discipline before a fight to buff nearby allies. Without Alacrity, they have a 60-second duration and an 80-second recharge. But if you pick them back up, they mostly recharge immediately. This means to take advantage of this, you would drop them down, and when the cooldown is around the 20-second mark on the bar, just pick them back up and drop them again. If you're in a group with someone else giving you Alacrity, they would vanish with around 5 seconds left on the timer, so you would pick them up before then. A note here, at the time of recording this, ArenaNet has announced that they will be tweaking banners and ranger spirits in a future patch. If and when that happens, this may change some things. Finally, to set some proper expectations, here is the build with no buffs or debuffs in play other than what you yourself bring. This is what you might see when playing completely on your own, with around 10,000 damage per second, spiking up to near 19,000 when you're in your Berserk. And that's all there is to it. Another massive thank you to the supporters on Patreon and Twitch who keep this channel alive. Your support makes it possible for us to spend more time researching builds like this and working with the finest video editor on earth. If you enjoyed this video, please consider hitting the like button for the YouTube algorithm, leaving a comment with any tips or tricks on this topic that I've missed, and subscribe for more content. Happy smashing!